Yeah, bear headlines no so na Christian Council for no no mutimi ekopie mu ewo omampani ase no ekobon ko no mede to omampani anim se National Cathedral no ayade se ehio mu papa point o so omampani se enkontimi mo no homoden na kontimi wie emfa ema omo.
We are aware of the prevailing economic difficulties. We believe that the cathedral's completion under a transparent, accountable, and inclusive framework would serve as a spiritual and cultural landmark for generations to come. Therefore, humbly recommend Your Excellency the following three things: that government reaffirms its commitment to the project, to its continuation and completion, ensuring transparency in financial administration. 2, that a broad-based funding structure involving churches, the private sector, international partners be developed to reduce the fiscal pressure on the state. And 3, that the cathedral be positioned as a national interdenomination.
The Christian Council for Ananochi and Omampani so Sally John and now said it to a morning, sir. Ocean Pampers, your pan in here, challenges on me, yet me a first National Cathedral no. Yetimi at the 400 million, 80 million Mupadia. Now, how do Papa to Nigeria? Omodi Omoya and Nusa Bell 40 million or Mutimi at the area. To another was Chassa, Auditon, Ebetimi, Akoso, we are now fair what me about no more than say, Obetimi, a real project. No,
I believe that at this time and age, with all the problems we have, $400 million to build a cathedral is excessive. I know Nigeria have built an ecumenical center, and I've been there. It's a decent, beautiful place, and they built it for $40 million. And so maybe some of the things are excessive, you know. Let's find somewhere, all of us, on National Day of Thanksgiving and Worship, we can all go there and worship God and thank Him for what He has done for us. And so when that forensic audit is over, our intention is to have a broad-based consultation with the Christian community to see how we can build a place that is decent for us to worship. But apart from that, make it a center where people can come and, look at its architecture and all that, and find that Christ, you know.
Omampani Anochi and says LGBTQ plus no. What an annual to Mukaka watch us on a dear, when Yamisumlin to another jitum sa a baba red dear, a year between a bar and a bema, as a bema, and a bar to another dear. Say idea some na sebe jam bono mutimi passe na ebeton anim dia idea so no so ebetimi edenensa ashe asie.
That the bill was never submitted to the president for assent. So it was not submitted and the president did not assent. And by the Constitution, any bill that is not assented to by the President before the expiration of the life of Parliament expires. And so it means that the bill has to be relayed in the House. The Speaker has given notice that he will allow it to be relayed. But if you want the position of my government, marriage is between man and woman. A person's gender is determined at birth, and then also that the family is the foundation of our nation. That is our position. And so they are Kata se dream kankaya atimi adokro ome ose ebromo abon to an wa she wo piece obo betimi aboa ama kwaloshe wonsam no watimi atuase na wa chese na memo we die ministers for na nasa so for no wa sa scandal no ho ebetimi abomo pa de enya kire yetimi ede ahoma ese wokon. before I became president, had indicated that we were going to take the fight against corruption to a whole new level. And it's not anything personal against anybody. I have said several times that our problem in the fight against corruption is that it is always post-regime corruption that we fight. And so when a government is in office, when scandals are taking place, they don't deal with them. And so they leave it until a new government comes. And when that government comes and starts investigating the cases of corruption, then the previous government says, oh, you are witch hunting us. This is political persecution. But I've said notice to my ministers, ask them every day in cabinet, I remind them. I say the prosecutions that we're taking against the current government will be tied the first person who brings a scandal to this government. We shall hang them on a cross.
Pani and no, the Samdurona, no, they are two aja. Oh, yeah, no, I at Rancham, Timia Corso, a walk, no, a Casafa, according to your watcher, sir. I never quite had a papa person, sir. A brand now of bought and one walker said, we are not abandoned, a naso, yano kukuamu, a many padona to me and your cry, and quiet, sir, Jumediano Ebino, and I just said, I feel the obey me, I am Sakaka Croma, and no, and I'm so I'm at Ranchametisano at me, Abanosaso, Adutuja watchers, we know Nankayadi and Kebetimi, SC, Ano, Equine.
Lack of opportunity has made recruitment into the security services a life and death issue for many young people. And so, for many years, many young people have been wanting to go into the security services. But at a certain point in time, the recruitment was not transparent. You hear the portal is open, then nobody hears anything. Before you hear, people are in camp training. People have been selected and in camp training. And we, during the campaign, said that we're going to make the recruitment more open and transparent, and that we're going to do the recruitment in all the regions simultaneously. So we would announce a date. When you go on the portal, it will tell you whether you are qualified, because there are certain basic qualifications. And so if you go on the portal, it will give you a serial number and tell you you are qualified. And so we said when the time comes, we'll show them where to come so that we do the recruitment. And so in all the other regions, I think things went fairly well. The two regions where we had problems were in Ashanti and Greater Accra. Most people haven't heard, but in Ashanti, one female was also trampled upon, and she remains in critical critical but stable condition. But Accra was where the major problem was. But somebody should have foreseen that this would happen. Unfortunately, we lost 6 of our young people, all female, because
so akasa ade atu ejana wasa bane sausha botanical garden say ade asase atumi ato la jaje muti animalimu ya bano enhwem na wontimi enye bibi emfa ehom
gardens ho asem ache ye nipa bi a ye wa ha ye mpentokwa wo nya so mfase bia nso kroni din na daso abri botanical gardens nti mesremo munyama yen nana chairman oti ahini ase na onim nia ekoso wa ahini mu be fauso local government minister na osan ye chieftaincy ona ohweso na kam de atunani mu ekwapim sama ekoso ai se mabu mason na se masu mason na motwa na bedi odwira na akofa tension amo the security sabego na mabesha muya na obia yekom bese mo hwe kwambia sesa mo faso na yesiesie asem ni nyina me wo mfra bi wa ha onye se wa ye mfra pa na wo ye mfra bonezo wo be hu anopa no fefefe
Yara Muntaka Mohammed, Interior Minister, Ama Oman, also Akasa de Atuja watches, as I said, yeah, Abano, Adeshabi, Ababegu, Aquamum, Ama, one more daddy than festivals, and I say, Yabia Kwasabu, no more to 20 in Abano, Chessa, Sadia, or Baby, a day, a free, a honor.
Temporary ban on the use of firearms in traditional celebration. And this is something that's so important to us. We've engaged all our regional ministers and we've tasked our regional ministers to get all our regional House of Chiefs and our opinion leaders and chiefs to know, whilst this amnesty lasts, it doesn't really matter whether what you have is licensed or not. We just want to silence the gun in this safe way. So during funeral, during festivals, all the celebration, we just don't want to see any gun there. And we are putting in very vigorous measures. And we don't want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority. Please bear with us and let us be able to streamline these illicit arms that are in our hands. Many of us will attest to the fact, we all know that it is this gunpowder that were usually used at celebration. Today, in this at these celebrations, you see pump action, you see pistols. In some instances, we even see AK-47 and G3s.
Yadya Babako, Shaswana Sonera, who Papa Pesu, Anna Otimi Atinina, Nessa, who said, Obi, our Hawa, Otimi, Abwadi Papa, that's a blood hotel, Chasanamba Sawa, Lifusun now, Frefro, Bia, San Kebia, Obetimi, and your 200 cities. That's so, and enough of what in Yanya, so Bia, Etimi, Fintiano, and Amma Arawa, Etimi, Akawa Bay, watch a camera, a cinema, Otimi, Esu. Yeah, and oh, maybe a hotel, a beer, or my life. Minisika, and I'm sure Minisika to know me for me for not in your course. We will say, me call contact to Sokrana me yede. Me want me free. Like, oh, Charlie Minisika, many 200 cities at the idea. Many 200. Obvious, oh, so it says, eh? That's me, Obi, oh, Obi, how come put now, or me number. On to me, poor family says so. I see say want to send you on fair wall. Now to send who children no shall know never be. I know I fell. Oh, Charlie said, me want no money panel. Send the panel to me or 1 month to me, poor family says I want to send so no what children do to me fell. Me numbers a woman phone soon your numbers a kitua. My first I may any papa kumpo. I may pay 200 citizens, may any papa kumpo. I'm saying, me, Nam beside me, mammy, so ma, and I mean, this cow. It's no mammy, 200 this. And I'm a fair mammy. Do one pa now be some is a kid yet, a semi ba, and net ye, a moon yam pa. I'm saying, mammy, this cat. I will see you, Matty. So I know him about my way on or bar. A no be. And I'm Matty. It's the way for us. I can be my mere wine. And I'm mammy. If you know what's a wine. So, Lumba Busia for Etimi Ecopiamo, our court now. Legal team for no, and I say legal wife for no, Mahama and Kalisa, or Etimi Edi, or Dobroni, a papa, and papa passa, or your penny bonnet, and our Timi Ashaneba, a maneba, so Etimi Ejaniama and Sena and Fata. na papa ya mani abiri si enra me ya ma de sa make ka comment pa ko na obi comment bi on the boss sa blend na papa de pa wo drunk betimi ayila pa de ka wada ko be de du ba bi nwa ma no enu ma nya abotre kakra no de ono wa de ho do bro ni no mo ni na nya asem na papa ya mo de ko no si ya de headlines wo sam no si ya so fo wa ha and masin so I say ya amama kasa oyo bata ya obano ya momia tretre mo kaka nanum gwa se ba da ebi betimi aka papa roba jojo le papa safo safo
papa mzana
oh
I'm so sorry I'm so bobo
oh asam na reho
by can say me owo abofra bone it don't be a fortunate baby there.
Okay.
But is it to blame Papa there?
There be. Oh, would you dinner term, son?
Two tests. Say one. Dear, the man as a father, okay, being a father, no, it go with a responsibility.
Okay.
And oh yeah, you tend to be a rolling lion. At times you tend to be a cat. Good. Yes, boom. Yes, we now eating. So now people can never tend to blame the father because me and that
wakasa
and
ade ba kwa ya me pe wo mema ho ne se sofo wo de mema ene mercy ho no ma se papa foro mo ma ya de bone a o mutimi kasene ma no e ma ne de se sika o ma o ye kwakwenti o papa but utimi se papa fo me bre na be 90%.
Se e ma ni odo from ground because of that thing kind of level
okay.
They have compassion
okay
and remember your dog love the book you see good in the account Robert Martin Akurano na mama and he said you love the child but the woman feel all the time there's a pain there's a supernatural connectivity natural
okay
and you can't joke with it the basana and that sentiments
and what do you adwuma
serious
ti mi say sofo me da bia kama wa we ma se me kan kire ma me da because ahia me afutu ade be ma me no o ahia janu janti me sima wale ma sem e bia papa ana menini bede ebesu bet me ma me pa de eti ama no mi ahia no so pa
de on prank ma sem pa on control
ade ya kan prank asem ya kan prank asem oh baby ade kwana oh baby ade kwana
asema na o ebisi wo bible
ho ade no no
si se e ma ye ni papia omu ade fe abra ebel ene joko ne papa ye se onko ye aduane mbre no mfa
hey ebel pachenye ebel so for now
onko ye aduane mbre no
hey so ne ayi da okay ada
onko ye aduane mbre no mfa ehira ne ye de e ma no o so ma meti asem no
okay ne ba na opeda asem no se da bi ona memenhira na kwa no so
isinti e ma tani bi wo ho no ma omo ye sa type
okay
omo she da yi ne baba ku bi on kana asem ta kwada ne se ya no ne se wo se iko on fi akwara no cheze nti na hwe omo ta akotena nkofo nchen omo tanya awale
sure
because se ot ninche bibia ofi obi a wo be ma because ma me ne ma ne ba nye ba kan na to nti ne ba no be hia be ma no obekọ na age egu
onim hwe ye asiesi onim aprapra tu bon se de wono watena ba bi no wotimi siesie fie ne anu tina so asedi ahwa made for so de bi omo na ji awale no
because be ma bia pe oba obema na fie oba ye fie ye ne sa ne oma ne
obu on ma wale kura na ne made na esi ne kru ne ma ne made na to ne mpa onwa ni kura duane me ma so de na ni hu no
me ka me ko Hong Kong madam fu ba
ko he
Hong Kong me da hwana o se ni made no e ba be clean me room me ade na me hwe made no se ni osi gina so ene se ni osi ti a e hona me yes sentina awale for do na
ora ka jo bode ya ba utrim
e for mu made because Say okoto paper TV na nim go.
Na no okoto na other house we MP Gamasti.
Oh, no be a me wo me room.
Na be so obeye ho adwumante so wo pie. Because of won so okoto ye wa wi abekwa ko wo niam.
Online meeting. But me katin na me hwe adwuma na tino sa ne o mani na eboa wo fo no wo tete nkola ne yenko nye de o te wo nchen no na wo wadwe wo se wo hye na ma na e bibi ntino like han but e be wi akire no
wa wo ba no
na wa ha no enti training o de ma de o te wo nchen fat sa training na ye de e ma wo ba na entimi embo asa.
As I think that this kind of topic is not part of what we are discussing actually. And you see, area so over your statistics and check out here. Page more. Most of them they never stayed with their parents.
Okay.
They stay with people except be a because anything a man Joseph, God have to take him away from that. Not go deep in Kwasum. Some people go through a training process. You see, in life, those who
let us also for the okay. Look a bit women Yankupon, or Mazer for not Conquasumo, said the bear on the Quaco share BB. Let us and Yami obey BB more person to share BB.
Let's see what Egypt.
Let us see Egypt. Yes. Mamma comes in but you see, at times, so, because I now take me more and check. And our day BBC, when I came home, now you're bathroom. The bank had a mother said, Mamma, says you. Because can't blah say, and you made it
bunch of crown, no, my
but Mamma can't say no be pronto within his enemy. Ma, but I am at no whole sitting room, okay. I'm over fear at least me a sitting room. Sir, because I'm not
Ushania Mepi, so
see, and I tell you, sir, it Abuame and Casa, make a little bit
sure.
You see, and what I went through there. But it has helped me. Fine, I can say I need believe at it. It doesn't matter what you're going through. For bet the boy, and I know, sir, there is certain kind of prophecy at Dalsra, a bebum. Nevia say, almost pass it through process like kitchen. Also go to me over. To go and bed the tone of the power, and you.
Dabi, and Chiranumpo. When him set so shakwalano.
That's right. But oh, I got it. Na obi bought na brano. On say odi dinner. Never see no odi dinner. But you see,
oh shakwalano. Oh buano.
And you be on fat bet and money. Go through that training. Okay. It's not meant to hurt you, but to build you up in future.
Gama. Oba fae
mama hwe abaya ya wo su se o piska
edu baby asa na ya netie
asas abrabo na ya na sa netie so me ken abaya ya na o ti ni su yi be me bi hu a kire na ma na frɛ ne pen se akura besra me wanko
obi wo kire wa o kwasra na ye dai agama si
chance mu kura se wasaje ho lole fa kura mpo aka ho
etia no hu a kire ka se bi kon send na ebia 200 na no wa kire de o kwasra na ye dai
asas be ma nso kwa ho kire
na ho kire ne dia
be ma
this abaya brose e kon ti tebe bodina e ka fa en fa ni
oh sofo
Gavasi. Et mama mwa ne ye se obefro obi so omala.
Be ma kasa besra na. Se o ba ne che. Ye ayese arekekere wo nipa.
Enti unyanku be ma de oba nche ontimi.
Wa onu so aye bibi se tia obi. Enti ube ko ofun true na onye obi mfre na. Wo so obi ko ni fun true na wo frɛ wa nko no. Na wo so pese nipa no kwa amunyia mu. Ana onko dem.
Eti chese momo papa nde se de bia meka no uhia bibia asa no aboa no so o ba bi ode na mo so hia bibi so fe de what ha say
onu so hia bibi nti no o hwe
etinka obi cast wo mla no na wakọ because of 200 cedis nti
dabi se no so boa nipa na yi na free
200 cedis nti
so yi nipa na free ne how bi mu
wa
mo man sam ne o man na ma ne ye no odwene wo a won ti ase because be ma so wa wo nyia mu no ofre wa e wo se won so kọ na wo kọ ye de ono so peye de etima no So and then some guy yes ana wo kasa asem we na wo see so na mema omo flow na wo so we show good dey ya e ka wo chim fu flow na kwasi
eh gamasi
me flow na oba me change ma me pe 200 bin dey ensend no but man aba na enye sa ono pese wo send roll fe kura ma no kura no oba so
e bi obu on magama ne ho na akere no so ati ase na wo bua na oba ho no ma beye je
nti no send roll fe se besra na wo so wamba na woni se be ma ho kire ya che oba
e ya bompaye o kire wa be ma o kire wa wo bompaye ko
be ma bo de yiska be ma ahun kire bi wo ho no na ya che
entinam se sa ho kire de bagama si bompaye fa bible na kenka ho kire ne be ko ana asofo ante sa
ase aye de den ase bo asas pa se me
sofo ankwa na
odu so twamu dwan wo se bompaye
ebe ko bompaye be ko e ko
enti sa no mani nyina ma no so mumwa mema no e wo kwan bi so na wo hu achi wi be ma no so fra no no to aye dey abo sa no mani nyina hu hia
you see adantua what say talking about the ujafo kangama sticking. You see, it's about the mindset.
Okay.
Because even sex begins from the mind before it enters somewhere. A idea, a juna, nipan wanya de dada. What I say, enter the baby, I think and yourself. Allow the kind of the code that you said with that 2 days or 2 days ago. So, so yourself discipline. And like I want more, I say, I should be understanding.
I want.
You see, but because self-discipline, you will be sorry. Now you are not due to perform what is not expected of you. Self-control, they want. Not to me, you can even enjoy worship music. Number 2, you can even enter into exercise.
I tell you,
a free routine. I didn't hear.
Na ndamente asense sofo sa atam na ba utim na antu unya kukudo fro ba ada na wo de wan sole kran kodwale ana sofo mbo ada na wan sole kran kodwale
so you need pass it so you see you when you are mature you see you know people will answer on suya
dabi gama sidie e ba ya no afafo
okay wa ka ke na on pronounce you see now me back on botanical garden. I want to talk something about tourist attraction.
Okay.
You see, Ghana as a nation, once we check the whole world, Ghana we are within the center of the world. Now, I said, for instance, a place like Independence Square, in front of me, transparent to me, and building here to a certain kind of realms here, some be able to me attract the whole of the world. When you go to Dubai, there was certain kind of tower. You know what? People travel from all over the world. They go there and pay a lot of dollars. Say, I think the good man called Google it and we get it.
Janikel Tower.
Your friend say?
Janikel Tower.
Sofo. Now what is that tower will be put down? Gawasi, pacho anyesa. Ana software sa. Anyesa.
Now, what? A failed tower.
Oh, okay. You almost seen the previous one.
Me pacho Gawasi. Hey, we share your to one man. Sofo.
You see, Independence Square. Since this. What I said, that one is not natural one. It should have been a man-made one. Because all Dubai land, not a sea. But because of man-made knowledge, wisdom, and then self-commitment, look at what they've done there. So, Independence Square, as I understand, you have to see all the best. What I said, Nanka, and I said, I will try that, now, if you grab the national ones and you make they are done, where you have a lot of places around, like in Kentampo waterfalls. Not only that, they for one intra, that's why. Waterfalls below, you been in Kentampo there. One intra. I tell you, you see, you have a lot of places, and government between and investing. Now, I say, I'm on the tourist minister. I'm the man. Abeku. Santana. Me mo there nanka omo pay celebrity there. That site will be given to Akrobeto.
Kebabwa pa because we no there.
Akrobeto. So I've been given that kind of ministerial appointment. Me can't say come be a kebe because me who say I be good little bit silent. And you see, and will be you're going for omonya little bit creative. Omo creative near me but not me can say because omo yeni omoni nko your tallest attraction.
It
means of getting a lot of money.
Especially Xmas ne occasions everybody say.
Now look at go. Sa omo Easter. You see, calls our people we can do a lot of things over there.
So when I dey ba kwa me hu say high and super ne say hu say se broni beba o man so bibi woniema we de we ba say e culture ni nyina ye free wo eti nipa ne ba on de woni prom na bi ne wo njo abede.
You see even grounding unim here Kente, you can't take process. You can how beautiful it is. You see, we can set up a lot of things. Even a place like Malaysia.
Okay.
What is it? I'm not saying grand millionaire. They do a lot of things. I think that much must be invested into Malaysia because Malaysia is a place here. Your body here. A lot of people they are really proud of it. Look at Princess say one paying the aba no when I went to Nigeria for my first time, I tell you, so we can do a lot over there.
All right.
Now mom go all other places. Let me say about Ghana. A lot of money.
Gama, ya kwa no Ghana nkoye.
Oh, say me dey bia na me kan.
Eno ego ya omanyi die ase na mhu ni se ego ana.
Oh na ngasa mo.
That is it.
Bono
na
okay.
Wow.
No, come.
We are France there now.
Hey, we go to buy.
Okay, maybe France there now me call. Oh, okay.
France there dey see fa. So ko esi
Paris. So what there?
Yeah, quite.
Oh, let's buy
Paris.
Okay, I was say Paris.
Oh, there Paris. So there some matter.
Yeah, quite.
It is as Enro Ankoya ma bra.
Ankoyi.
Enro performance no manager.
Okay.
Dan ya ni Japan there. Because we share new boys no say no musi.
No ma hoke ka wo soro.
Enro game na emotion. Manager say game no.
You go no na e yegu ana se na nyegu.
Go ni there. Go ni there me to me ni there. Enye offside sir.
Why say there?
Lines man ni jina so pra original good place obetimi a che.
Me do one man ti ase.
But minim the omo hwe ya omo de offside because the last player na no da baby alliance man wo. So hwa
edu baby a asa bibifo mu chinchim yensasa. Oh, you go there na ke go. Ore you go. Funny atiefo, you betwa hotel. Amagamasi the sports not was so eje anon. All right, Tia Guso Changamasi the sports bano. Tuesday gama and a Barcelona and Chelsea no. Tuesday.
You see says I game Nankasano. A very tough.
Oba we just no papa there.
Maybe
Tuesday ni there she Barcelona Chelsea just no. Okay. Tuesday measure Chelsea just no. Sa match na enye ize kura.
Match na best 2012 dey ni bi. Can say company.
Okay.
But a 2-11 teams this year.
Sure pa.
Oh yes.
Don't know Chelsea baby wo.
Especially African continent.
Sure.
A team
Mubile pa.
Kotoko airborne no young apostles. Match back on to you know there are something called basic form.
Okay.
For
that if we try to amagamasi the sports that was so a day amount.